I needed to go. I hit a spot and I'm ready to go. I've been on go, so I'm always on go. Been it before and I act like I know. Been it before and I know how it goes. Straight up, part of my weight, my gain up. I don't need chains, I'm chainless. Long as my kids stay caked up, long as my mom stay prayed up, I'ma be here forever. I'ma be here forever. I'ma be here forever. You can't do what I do.
I just got a call from the hospital, which reminded me that we needed to make this video anyway. As a follow-up appointment because I had acute pancreatitis about a month ago. And so what happened was, God, what happened? I got sick a few times being here, which I usually don't get food poisoning, but I've been getting food poisoning a lot lately. And
lately, within like the past 2 years.
Since we started traveling.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, honestly, I mean, some of it was bad, but a lot of it wasn't. It was just mostly like, you know, the big D. And I could deal with that. I wasn't like vomiting, so it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah,
But
it was.
when I wasn't vomiting, it wasn't a big deal. If I vomited, then it was a big deal.
Yeah, but you vomited every time you got food
No,
poisoning.
no, I didn't. No, I didn't. There were many times where I got food poisoning and I didn't vomit.
Well, the last 2 times that I remember.
Yeah, the last 2 times, but I'm saying there were more times where I got food poisoning. And I was able to like not vomit. I was like, oh, okay, I didn't vomit. It's fine. I just got the big D. I'll go to the bathroom and handle that. It was fine. And I was like, there's nothing wrong. I'm just, traveler's stomach or whatever. But the last 2 times I did vomit. And, well, actually the last time I didn't. One of the last times I didn't. Remember when I got sick from the eggs? We went to school.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't vomit. I felt like I was going to, but I didn't. And so that happened. And then I got the last time I got really sick, I vomited a lot, and this was a month ago, and we had come to find out that it was probably eggs. Like I was like, oh, something about when I eat like undercooked eggs usually doesn't go well for me, right? Like I can have maybe a cooked egg is totally fine, totally cooked, fried, scrambled, boiled, but if it was soft at all in any capacity and I had eaten it, I usually would get food poisoning. So I was like, okay, I just can't have eggs. That's the issue. And then I was pretty much like for a week I was avoiding eggs, and then we went to a food festival, carnival kind of thing, right? And you got a dessert thing.
I got a dessert that was like a little pancake, and it had a filling which I thought was whipped cream, but it turned out to be meringue, and I think it was the kind of meringue that used like raw eggs.
Most meringues, don't they? Most of those raw eggs?
Not all of them.
Oh. But yeah, and then there was also foie thong, which is like egg yolk strandy thing that's on top as well, right? And I didn't think much of it. I wanted to try it, and I ate it, and I was already dehydrated. I remember feeling dehydrated before I ate it, and I ate the whole thing, and almost immediately after I ate it, I started feeling very sick, and then I got sicker and sicker, and there was the big D. There was vomiting. There was a lot of vomiting, more than I like. It was intense.
Yeah, you were pretty in a lot of pain.
I was like in a lot of stomach pain. I thought it was stomach pain. It was not stomach pain. And we were like I was trying to get through it. I was like, okay, well, usually, I don't feel very good for an evening. Tomorrow I'll feel better. So we go to bed after I vomited and had the big D multiple times. And then in the middle of the night, I was like, this isn't going away. And Jay was sleeping. And I was like, oh, this is bad. I was in like a lot of pain. Like I was hunched over. I kept moving in and out of the bed, trying to get in a better position. And I was like, oh, I think I have to go to the hospital. It got to that point.
Yeah.
So Jay woke up around, I don't know what time it was, 7 or something like that. It was early in the morning. You woke up and you're like, are you okay? And I was like, no. I was like, I think we need to go to the hospital. Like, I usually I don't usually be in that kind of state where I'm like, oh yeah, let's go to the hospital.
Yeah, I think I kind of already knew because you weren't able to hold down water for a good chunk of time.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me start looking up hospitals.
And so you already had a hospital in mind. It was the closest hospital, and it happened to be private. So we took a Grab to the hospital. We get there. I can barely walk. They put me in a wheelchair to get me in there. I go to the emergency room intake, They put me on a gurney. They start asking my vitals. I tell them everything about me. I tell them I'm trans. I'm on testosterone. I'm on blood pressure medication and what type. They put an IV in me, which in Thailand they put IVs in your hand, which is so painful. Also, I was dehydrated. So my veins were not popping. They're not popping. I am really good at actually giving IVs in my arm. Like my arm veins, they're great. They're thick, they're big, but that's not where they usually do it. They want to put it in your hand. And so it was quite painful, and they had to do it multiple times. And even when I was in the hospital, they had to do it. Oh my God. It was a lot. And then I told them what my symptoms were, and they were like, yeah, we're going to need to admit you because of what the symptoms were, right? I was like, it's just this. It was an acute pain. I would say I was like a 7 out of 10 in terms of the pain in my stomach. I was like, this is not normal. Maybe even 8. It was bad. Because I was crying in the middle of the night. When you were sleeping, I was crying. I was like, this isn't right. I was like, this is so bad. So they admit me into the hospital. They put us in a private room.
You have to pay up front.
Oh, you did have to pay up front?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like
for 24 hours, it was about $1,200.
$1,200?
USD.
Yeah. And then the room was nice. It was,
It was like a hotel room.
It was kind of kind of hotel room.
Yeah.
It had like a loungy area so Jay could sleep. It wasn't the most comfortable, but it was padded.
Mm-hmm.
It had pillows.
Blanket.
Had a blanket, thin blanket. It had my bed in there. It had a huge TV, flat screen TV. Had a mini fridge. Had a microwave. Had a kettle. Had a dining table, and had a full bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
It was like it had everything. So they put me in there. They hooked me up to the IV. They're like, all right, well they immediately give me like I forgot what medication it was, but they gave me a pill to take, and I took the pill and immediately threw it up. I like just made it to the toilet, and then the nurse came in and she was like, "Is it okay?" And I was like, "I'm fine." They're like, "Oh, okay." So then I think they went and ended up putting the anti-nausea medication in my IV instead because I literally could not hold anything down. No water, no pills, nothing. So they did that to me, changed me into scrubs. They put me in the pajamas, the scrubs, right? They changed me. The nurses changed me, or the medical assistants.
They hung up your clothes.
Oh yeah, they hung up my clothes
in the closet. I didn't realize that it was a closet because I just wasn't paying attention. Yeah. And then after a while, I was like, "Where did his clothes go?" I was like, "Oh, they hung them up."
It was very nice of them. Yeah, they hung up my clothes, and then what happened after that? So they just were giving me medications.
They were giving you like fluids, like IV fluids, and then they were giving you also antibiotics. Then the doctor did come and see me, and it was a gastroenterologist, and she like checked me out. She asked me questions. She filled around on my stomach and stuff, and she was like, "I think you might have pancreatitis, and we want to rule that out." He's just like, she said it like, I know you think, she said something like, you think you have food poisoning, but she's like, I think you might have got pancreatitis. And I was like, okay. She was concerned about your medication.
My medication. Yeah. She was like, medication. She was like, you're on this and this. And she's like, that is concerning, basically, in so many words. She was very nice. She talked very softly. She was very sweet. Also, when the doctor came in, every time there was always a nurse with them. Always. I don't know why, but they're always accompanied by a nurse, maybe for safety reasons or what have you, liability or something like that. There's another witness. I don't know. And so she did that. She left. And then I had so many nurses and assistants, so many people like just coming in, checking on me. I just felt really well attended to. And then they were like, after I think an hour later, they were like, no more water, no more food, and no more water. And I didn't really understand, it wasn't, because there's a little bit of a language barrier. They spoke some English, because a lot of their equipment was, in English, the medical equipment. But there was a little bit of a language barrier, and so I didn't understand that I was supposed to be fasting. So so I was drinking a little bit, because I could drink water, I was drinking a little bit of water, and they're like, no water, no food. And I was like, oh, sorry. So, I was fasting because they wanted me to fast so I could take the CT scan, and it's to allow your body to heal whatever's going on. If they think it's the pancreas, it's to allow it to heal. So they did that. I was so thirsty. Oh my god, wasn't hungry at all. I was so fucking thirsty. It was so hard. They did bring me food when I first got there. Didn't they bring it the first day?
They did.
And
the
you
first
ate it.
day you ate it because you still couldn't really eat anything.
I think they wanted to give me food
They
before
hadn't-
they had me fast.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I can't even eat this.
Yeah,
Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, that's just that you weren't able to eat anything even before.
Even before, yeah. And, like, they kept bringing me food throughout the time, and I couldn't eat most of it. Later on, I was able to eat more food, and Jay would eat my food, which was fine because it was like, I have to pay. I'm paying for this food. Might as well someone's got to eat it. And there was food, in the hospital. There's like restaurants and stuff.
Yeah.
And coffee shops and stuff. So Jay would get extra things if she needed it. So then the first night, it got better, right? Like things got better essentially.
You started feeling a little bit better. I think after they gave you 2 bags of antibiotics, and they kept giving you like anti-nausea
and the fluids in general.
medication and the fluids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then the next day, the nurses came in and cleaned me. Like they washed my body. That was weird. I was like, oh, you're gonna give me a wet bath? Okay, cool. And then we only know a little bit of Thai, but Jay overheard it because they washed me and they gave me privacy. So like you were in the corner.
They would like close off the curtain. I was like, okay, I'll just go.
Which is so funny because I'm like, this is my wife. Don't let her see. They was like giving me privacy.
Polite.
It was very polite. And you were in the corner and like at the window and we know a little bit of Thai, and I'm pretty sure they were calling me Nalak Moo, which means cute pig. They're calling me a cute pig because I'm fat.
So now I call you Nalak Moo sometimes.
I'm a cute pig. I was
it's endearing
Yeah.
to compare people like to animals.
Yeah.
Here, it's not considered like rude or like mean.
To call people fat is like a term of endearment. Like they don't. It's not meant as a negative.
Mean.
So I was like, oh, well, that's nice. They're cleaning me and calling me Nalak Moo. I was like, okay, that's cool. I feel welcome here. All right, that's cool. So that was nice. It was nice. Doctor came. I think she got me to see me again before I went to the CT scan or after.
I think it was after.
After. So they transported me to their sister hospital because that hospital didn't have a CT scanner. So Jay got to come along. They put me in another gurney. They wheeled me out, like I was on a gurney, wheeled me out to a ambulance. And they put on the siren for us to go to an appointment, basically. Okay?
In the traffic, it would have taken a lot longer.
True.
If the sirens were on.
So, I mean, I get it, but it was like, whoa, I feel like I'm getting, like, this is, like, too much.
It was a little intense. I should have recorded.
I know, we didn't record anything.
It was a little stressful.
We didn't record not one thing. Yeah, because I was too stressed. I was like, oh, this is going on. And also, we didn't tell my family. We told your mom only, and then your mom told my entire family.
Yeah, she had your brothers.
Sorry, family. We just didn't want to worry you. We didn't want to worry you. So, but because I was like, oh, I'm fine. I'm gonna be fine. It's just like I'm just sick. Whatever. But like bad things can happen in the hospital. People die all the time. But I just didn't. We already had some family tragedy in my family specifically. Literally right before this, like 2 people in my family had passed away. So I was like, I do not want to tell my family I'm in the hospital. This is not something they need to know.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
It was fine.
It's fine. So we go to the new hospital. Ambulance blazing. We get there. They put me like in another room to wait, and Jay waits in the waiting area. And then they're like, oh, they had also put another IV in my arm because that was important for medication that they were going to give me during the CT scan. So I did have another IV in me, and they apologized for the wait. They're like, oh, there's some one ahead of you. It's going to be a few minutes to wait. And I was like, okay.
It was like 10 minutes.
It wasn't even that long, if that. Like, it was not that long, and they were so apologetic, and they were so nice. And I was like, no, it's not a big deal. I didn't think I was going to, like, immediately get seen. Like, okay. So, anyway, they put me in a wheelchair. They wheeled me to the CT place. They put me on the, I guess, I don't know what you would call it. Like, you just lay on the thing. There's, like, a little thing. And they told me what to do. They were going to give me medication into my arm. And it was a medication. They were like, it's gonna make you feel really warm, but it's basically dye. They put dye into me so they can see better for the scan. So they did that. I had to like hold my breath a few times, and then I felt all warm. I thought I had peed myself because you just feel warm all over your body. I was like, what is going on? But it was totally fine. They did the CT scan. They were like, okay, we're good, we're done. They wheelchaired me back to the ambulance. They picked you up. You got back in the ambulance. They turned back on the siren. drove us back to the original hospital, and I got back into my hospital bed. And then maybe like an hour or two later,
It was very short after
very short,
that you got the results.
my gastroenterologist doctor came in with the results and showed me the picture, and she was like, "See this right here? This is pancreatitis. Like you have acute pancreatitis. I think, and she was like, she asked me again, you don't drink alcohol?" And I was like, "No, I haven't had alcohol in 2 years. Like, I don't drink." And she was like, "Oh, then it's definitely because of your diet, and I suspect it's your medication as well." So I took a medication. I was taking losartan and lopidine or whatever, and she suspected that the losartan, because there has been some research out there that losartan can cause issues with pancreas. So she was like, "I think it's in conjunction with that. That's why you have acute pancreatitis, and you have to change your diet to a low-fat, high-protein diet for the rest of your life." The rest of my life. And I was like, "Oh." And I was like, "You're right." And I was like, she told me, and I was like, "I eat incredibly high-fat, calorically dense, spicy food. Like, we're in Thailand. It's one of my favorite things is spice. And I don't eat a lot of food, but I eat a calorically dense food. And a lot of food here in Thailand is fried. It's like breaded or fried or, stir fried and stuff, a lot of oil. And I was partaking. And when we were in Vietnam, I ate so many burgers, so many cheeseburgers, so much fried chicken. Loteria. Oh, loteria. It was self-induced. And also my entire life, I used to be incredibly obese. And, I used to eat a lot of things that were very bad for me in the United States. So it was most definitely diet, and in conjunction with my losartan. So she took me off losartan. She put me on Matiplot. So I'm on a different medication now, and only one. I'm also off the Lodipine. And she was like, "You gotta change your diet," and I was like, "Okay." So she was like, "I want to keep you one more night, just to make sure everything is fine." They kept me for one more night, so it was, and I got another wash again. I think, I got washed again.
Yeah.
And then we stayed another night. I was feeling.
I think we were there for 3 nights.
No, 2 nights.
2 nights.
3 days. 2 nights.
2 days. Okay.
Yeah, and then so the next day, so it was like another night. So I came back from the CT scan. She was like, "I want to stay one more night."
Oh yeah.
So we stayed. We watched TV. Watched a lot of Bob Ross, a lot of Thai TV and stuff. And then I could sip soup, literally 5 sips of soup, and I'd be like, "Okay, oh my god, I'm so full." But I could eat something, and I had some rice, literally a couple of spoonfuls of rice, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can eat." It felt amazing. And then the next day she came and checked on me, and she was asking if I could eat, how I'm feeling, and I literally felt I felt 80% better. I was like, "Oh my god, I feel okay." It was crazy. And so she was like, "Okay, I feel good about releasing you today, in a few hours, and you'll have to come back for a follow-up appointment." And I was like, "All right, cool." And she was like, "All right, this is your, that was kind of it."
Yeah.
And then I got that next day I got another wipe down. Wiped me down one more time. It was 3 times in 3 days or something. We were in there for a while in the afternoon. I had eaten breakfast and lunch, and then I asked the nurses, I was like, "Can I go?" I think I'm good.
I think after we had paid, the cashier came.
Oh, the cashier came, so you could pay.
Yeah, and then we could have left after that, but we just weren't sure.
Yeah.
If we were supposed to wait for something or how.
And that was
gonna work. And they brought you all of your medication too.
They did. They brought me all my medication.
You didn't have to go to the pharmacy. They
at all. Yeah.
brought everything with instructions
and explained it to you and to me. Yeah, more to you, which was nice. Because I was kind of. And then you paid, and it was another couple $1,000, and then we left, and they wheeled me out because I couldn't really. I was walking, but I said goodbye to them. I was walking also. I was like, "That's what the Kapin Grab."
And they're like, "Do you want a wheelchair?"
And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
So they called someone, wheeled me out. It was really nice. And then we left, and I went home and started my new life. And you started buying me, basically I ate soup for the first week.
Yeah.
And then, it was a week later, went back. I felt great. I felt a lot better. Talked to the doctor. talked about the medication and how it was working based on whenever I take my blood pressure at the hospital, it was always super duper high. It was crazy high actually when I was there. Remember, every time I took it was
because you weren't taking anything.
It was way high, but then it was much better at home when I took it because I was, it's more manageable. And told her how my symptoms and all that. That appointment, because they needed to do blood work, they wanted to make sure everything was good with my blood work as well. So it was like $200 or something mostly for the blood work, because I think it was 1,000 baht, like $32 to talk to the doctor. It was super cheap to talk to her, but like the blood work cost more. So talked to her, told her what was up. She was like, yeah, she examined me. And this was in the office, not in the hospital, like the regular, like not in the admitted hospital. It was like the gastroenterologist office. And so she had a little room and then a little bed in the room. And so she had, examined me, asked me questions. And she was like, okay, well, I think you're okay. We would suggest that, and she had told me this at the hospital, that you come back in a month to do an MRI, so we can make sure you don't have any gallstones, all these other issues, more, because it's more, it's a better test than the CT scan. And I was like, okay. Okay. And then they told us the nurses told us how much it would be, like the estimate of the cost, and it was going to be like another $1,500.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I agreed to it. We set an appointment date. But then once we got home, we were like, I don't think we can do, like, we can't afford it. We're budget travelers. We don't have money like that. So as long as I was getting better, we figured probably won't go. And happened today, we got a call to remind us of the appointment, and I had to cancel. I was like, oh yeah, I can't afford it. Like, I just can't afford the appointment. Which is unfortunate that I'm not able to get the full care. But I felt like I got I am doing so much better overall, like, in my life. Like, because I changed my diet.
And your medication.
And my medication. My blood pressure is the best it's ever been. And I'm eating very healthy. Very healthy. I had one time where I ate some really fatty meat, and that I paid for it. So I was like, okay, this is like, it's like a real good reminder. And this is my new life. And I eat pretty healthy now. Like, very healthy.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy because I thought I'd have more time to eat bad.
I know.
I was like, I'm in my 50s or 60s. I'll give it up. I was like, no, 40. No, it's over. It's okay. It wasn't that hard of a transition as I thought it was going to be. I am fulfilled with the food that I eat, and I don't really have cravings. And if I do have cravings, it's like for healthy shit. It's weird. I was like, what? Like, the only thing that's been hard is like I crave French fries.
Yeah.
I still crave French fries, and I did have some.
Yeah, I had like 5.
I had 5 French fries because I went to Chester's, which is like a chicken place, and I got like a grilled chicken sandwich with like salad and rice, and it came with a side of fries, and I ate 5 of them. Jay ate a couple, and then I just didn't finish the rest. And I was like, okay, it's fine. I can have like some things once in a blue moon, twice a year, or something like that. But I can't really have those foods anymore, which it is a little difficult here.
Yeah, because there's so much stuff that is fried or stir fried.
There's options for healthy food, but it costs more.
It costs a little bit more.
Way more than the more affordable mom and pop stuff that's like fried. That's and I can't have any spice. I think that's probably one of the harder things is I love spicy food. It was one of my favorite things to eat. It's a very big part of Thai culture to eat food that is spicy, and I can't do that anymore. And that's a big blow. That's hard. That's really challenging. But overall, it could be worse.
Yeah.
I'm doing okay. I just have a more expensive diet now, which is kind of ironic. Yeah, no. So that was the story. That's what happened. What a wild ride. I'm doing better. I think I'm okay. Maybe in the future I will get a MRI scan when I have money. But right now, no. I think I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Is that it? That's the story.
That's pretty much it. It was stressful, but it was also a pleasant experience at the same time. I feel like it would have been worse if it had happened in the States.
It would have.
I think it would have cost
4 times, like literally 10 times as much.
Yes.
Or, like, it would have been, like, $40,000 out of
Yeah.
pocket. Like,
yeah. And,
estimating.
They might not have even, like, caught it.
No, knowing how the medical system is
Yeah.
in the United States, they just dismiss stuff. Like, oh, you're just, just take some Tylenol or something. I was like, no. My pancreas literally, necrotized. Like, a part of my pancreas died. And, like, it absorbed back in my body. It's fine, but, like, a part of it died.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could have got sepsis. Like, a lot of things could happen.
Because it's so, like, rare
Mm-hmm.
for it to happen with your medication.
Mhm.
I don't think that they would have thought that could happen.
No.
But
And I just had, like, the best medical experience I've ever had in my life. It was beyond amazing care. Like, 10 out of 10 would recommend. If you get sick, I hope you're in Thailand. I hope you're in Bangkok, because damn.
and it helps to have travel insurance.
That is a big thing. We do have traveler's insurance, so we are getting that money back.
Yeah.
Actually, we already got it back. We have to the check. They mail it to your home address, so we gotta get it mailed to Bangkok. But we did get our money back.
Yeah.
So that was key. Get traveler's insurance, because I didn't do that the first time we left the States.
No, we
I
didn't.
didn't do it, and I'm like, oh, I'm glad you did. I'm glad your mom was like, get traveler's insurance.
You almost didn't want to get it.
I didn't.
Before we left, and I was like, no, we're going further and we're going to be gone for longer. Like, I think we need this.
And we ended up needing it, 9 months later? Not immediately,
Yeah.
but it did come up. It did happen, so. And it wasn't even that hard to file it. Like, the process wasn't even that
No, it was
difficult.
pretty easy. I was able to take photos of all the documents they
Mhm.
gave us, and you just had to submit
More extra documents, yeah.
Extra documents.
Yeah.
But
It wasn't that
it was-
difficult.
No.
So, luckily we got that money back, but even though we're getting that money back, still can't afford the MRI. It's just too
Yeah.
expensive. We don't have money like that. So, but,
Maybe in a couple months, or before we leave.
before we leave, maybe.
Before we leave, like sometime next year.
Mm-hmm. I can
Be
maybe.
able to check as long as you stay on your diet. Maybe get your blood pressure checked periodically.
Well, I have the home
you can
thing.
check it yourself, so
Yeah. It's pretty
just
good.
making sure it doesn't go too high.
Mhm. Yeah. Life is good. Life is surprisingly alright, even though I had that medical emergency. But I am really grateful that I had it in this country, because
Mhm.
I had the best care I've ever had in my life. And I will sing it from the rooftops. I'm like, if you are sick, medical tourism, I think it's worth it. I really do.
Yeah.
So that's it. Thanks for watching. See y'all in the next one.